Kia ora and thanks for joining us. I'm Philip Duncan. We've got high pressure around the country this week and we've got a few showers, but really most places are leaning a little bit drier than normal. But next week, we're focusing on a tropical cyclone. Now, it may not hit New Zealand, but it's certainly going to be coming into the New Zealand area, so one to monitor. We've got a special map at the end of this about that. But let's get into the Monday weather, and I hope you had a lovely weekend. It felt, I don't know, to me it felt kind of normal, especially Sunday. It's like a normal to be at home, not doing much. But you wake up on Monday and you got that weird feeling back again that the whole country has just stopped. And, you know, we're not going to school, we're not going to work, many of us. But thank you to everyone that still is, those in those essential services. Well, big thank you from everybody, from me to you. Let's take a look and see what is going on. Easterly winds are blowing through at the moment. That's all due to this high pressure just south of the Chatham Islands. So you might have a nor'easter if you're in the South Island, perhaps a little bit more of an east to southeast flow around parts of the North Island, and more patchy rain and showers in the central eastern area, which is great news for the dry zones. So this is the next 3 days rainfall accumulation, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The pink area, basically 40 to 60 millimetres. So let's just call it 50. So 50 millimetres in this pink zone is the estimation that affects Mahia Peninsula as well. It is just clipping those areas. And it might shift around a little bit, maybe not exactly in that spot. It has the chance of moving a little bit north and a little bit south. South Islanders, not a huge amount of rain coming for you, between sort of 5 and 15 millimetres for the most part, and the area in dark blue and dark green, you're only talking a spit of rain up to maybe 5 millimetres in that green zone. So blue, pretty much nothing coming if you're in those areas. Temperature wise, we've got some warmer weather coming, so there's another positive, a spring in your step even though we're in autumn. We've got warmer than average weather down here around Southland. In fact, 4 to 8 degrees above normal. So enjoy that sunnier, warmer wind flow. And over on the eastern side, you know, these have been colder than average since Friday, especially Canterbury, which was several degrees below average for a time. Now you're bouncing back up. Slowly bouncing, I don't know if that's even a term, but you're slowly getting there, back to normal at least as we go through your Tuesday. So let's go through the next few days ahead, and we've got a bit of rain coming along that eastern side again on Tuesday. Now it's not very much, but that area that we just showed you on the maps, really anywhere from about Kaikoura up to about southern Hawke's Bay, those are probably the areas that are most likely to get the rain and showers coming through from an easterly. That's why Wellington and Kapiti aren't so exposed to it. By Wednesday, most places are dry. We're not really under high pressure, but we're not under low pressure either. We're sort of flat. So that means there might be a bit of morning cloud, might be an isolated drizzle patch or shower in the east first thing. Otherwise, Wednesday has light winds, fairly mild weather. It's actually quite a mild afternoon on the way. To Thursday, we've got a few showers bubbling up in the north. They may not be very much, but they'll be welcome, I'm sure, by those who want them. A few showers, maybe some drizzle patches in there, and potentially towards the afternoon, 1 or 2 of those showers just might become heavy. On Friday, mostly dry, and you've probably seen the pattern of this week. Plenty of easterly winds blowing across northern New Zealand. A few more showers line back up again with that eastern side of the North Island on Friday. It won't be much. It's still a mostly dry day, and mainly dry around the South Island, which actually leans drier than average this week. And our final map for Saturday, final map for this week anyway, shows more of those easterlies, but perhaps turning more northeasterly, and more subtropical winds starting to feed down into the North Island, because we've got a good typical autumn storm building there south of Australia. Not likely to directly come in and hit us, but it does help drive in more of these warm northerlies, and that's really my main point that I'm going to on that Saturday map. Now let's fast forward to Thursday, April 9th. That is next Thursday next week. So we've got a Tasman Sea low, which is now connected to a possible tropical cyclone. Now that cyclone likely to be right next to New Caledonia. This is too early to lock in, but the long range models, both the American ones we show you here and the European ones we look at behind the scenes and other computer crunching we do with IBM, is suggesting that a storm in the Coral Sea does look quite likely next week. Does it hit New Zealand? That's the big question. Well, if this high pressure zone stays here, no. It will likely actually remain either to the north or get pushed into the Tasman, which might be then a South Island rain event. But if that high clears away, there is a chance it could slide towards northern New Zealand. There's also a third option. It could slide southeast well north of New Zealand, see where that low is, kind of drawing a straight line between them. That's possible as well. Either way, one to watch, something to monitor, and also it's another distraction. Something else to focus on that isn't the other thing that we're all focused on. So if you can, if you're into weather and you're into storms like that, we'll be keeping a close eye on it and tracking where that cyclone is likely to go. We imagine it will be named probably 1 week from now, or maybe this coming weekend. So there's still a lot of water under the bridge to go before we confirm much more about this potential tropical cyclone next week. That is all from me. Have a great week. Stay at home. Be safe. And, enjoy watching the weather. There's plenty of weather moving around the world. Just go onto our website. You can look at all stuff going on all over the planet. That's all from me. We'll see you again on Tuesday.